proud of how the kids fought back. And, you know, we told them going into the game they're a team that hits you in spurts with threes, and they can really shoot it. It isn't like tonight's the first time they've ever done that. They hit 16 at Oakland, and they hit us with a spurt, and then they kept the spurt going. And, you know, I thought a big thing was right at the end of the first half when we made a couple plays and got it back to 19. And again, as I told them at halftime, I don't have any plays for you. You're going to have to go out and play harder, and you're going to have to defend. And I thought they did a good job. I thought we got tired. It's part of our lack of depth right now with 9 guys. And but as I told them, they're doing things to win, and I feel bad for them because they're fighting. They're a great group of kids, and that's, as a coach, that's all you care about. And like I told them, Dikembe Dixon was on the floor 2 times tonight. It's the most he's ever been on the floor, diving for balls, reaching for balls. We got the best play out of Nigel and Ty inside we've gotten. And I thought Mike had some good shots, some that didn't go in. You know, the free throws, I think some of that comes down to fatigue at sometimes. And a guy like Dikembe that never comes out of the game, it catches you at some point. And again, as I tell them, offense is, you can miss free throws or you miss a layup that you should have hit, but your defense can't ever not be there, and that's what wasn't there in the beginning. And when we finally got our minds made up to guard, then we fought to get back in the game.
Questions?
How do you bottle up that second half effort and bring it out to the next game?
Well, I think when you look at our last 3 games, the 9 guys that are playing right now are playing better all the time. And, you know, I think there's that factor of, you know, again, I just look out there and go, I don't have one returning player besides Lance and Ty that are, and they're both sophomores, that are, you know, they're guys that are just trying to figure this game out. And people can go, well, coach, you're 20 games in, they haven't figured it out. Well, they're young guys, and they are figuring it out. They're playing better all the time. And like I told them, when you guard like that, I loved it. There wasn't any need to call any sets or call any plays. You're just playing. That's how the game's supposed to be. But you got to have the energy on the defensive end. And again, they come that close and don't have it. Now that's got to be their resolve. You know, as I tell them, these coaches are doing an unbelievable job of preparing them and getting them ready. And but again, once they throw that ball up, I know everybody thinks it's a genius coach. No, it isn't. It's about doing the things you work on every day and bringing them to the game. And we're getting closer to that. And again, I like my team. I like looking at them in the locker room when I'm done. I've liked them better in the last 3 games than I've liked them all year. And so, as I told them, you keep giving me hope. And as a coach, that's what you want.
And Coach, obviously free throws didn't go the way you wanted it to. Tell me about how everything happened in the late stages of the second half.
Well, I think some of it, you know, because Dikembe's a good free throw shooter and he misses 3 out of 4. Mm-hmm. I think some of it's fatigue. I think you're asking him to be perfect. And you know, it's a hard game when you got to be perfect to win. And our margin of error isn't very much. And so, you know, but again, I don't look at that. Because if we'd have guarded in the first half like we guarded in the second half, it wouldn't have came down to free throws.
Now, Coach, is it a matter of maybe next year you have a little bit more of a pure point guard out there? Maybe guys know where to go a little bit better?
Oh, it's not next year. It's Saturday. It's next Thursday. It's, when I took this job, I talked about building a program, building something that will get sustained when it's actually built. And again, I texted a coaching friend of mine tonight before the game. I said, I'm going to have 6 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 1 junior college transfer play tonight. And if everything goes right and they do what they're supposed to do, all those guys will be back, and they'll have played real minutes. They'll have grown up. They'll have played, and as you build a program, you have to sustain. You can't always be into quick fix. You can't be in. If I don't want a quick fix, I'd have went and got 6 junior college guys. I didn't do that. I'd rather have some freshmen out there that, because as I tell them, I'm a big boy. I've done this a long time. And again, I always tell people, you can have an opinion, but if you ain't out there every day with us and you aren't watching these guys work and what I demand of them, then I really don't care about your opinion. Because at the end of the day, they know what's expected of them. And I believe this, they're all getting better. They're all getting better. Because that's how you measure anything, is are they getting better individually and as a team? And they are. And they are. Again, if you only measured on wins, you could go, no, they're not, coach. No, I know what I inherited. And we're getting a culture of you're accountable, and when you make mistakes, you are brought into it. And then how do you keep getting better? And we're accountable for each other. And that's not going to change. And that's why we'll build something eventually that the expectations of the returning players, the new players, will live up to that. Not the new players being the expectation. And so, I can't wait to play Saturday. I can't wait to practice tomorrow, because they want something. They're playing hard. Again, as a coach, that's all you ask.
One more for Coach McClain. Good? All right, thanks, guys.